In its first full season, Dirt Racing in the Bluegrass Live reached over 2 million people. Crazy if you think about it. We see this as more than just a podcast. It's a movement to bring the spotlight to the tracks, racers, and fans of Kentucky dirt racing. We've got a lot to talk about and a lot of people to talk to. This is Kentucky's Dirt Racing Podcast. Welcome to another edition of Dirt Racing in the Bluegrass Live, presented by Bluegrass Restoration and Construction.
And welcome into the Wilson Plumbing Studio for another episode here of Dirt Racing in the Bluegrass Live. I'm Josh Chastain, joined by my good buddy, Worldwide Wes Lanham, way over there in Campbellsville, Kentucky.
Right in the middle of the state.
Right in the middle of the state, buddy. You're smack dab right in the middle of it. I heard somebody this week talking about druthers. Is there still a druthers in Campbellsville?
Yes,
is that still
it's
a thing?
The only one anywhere. It's the only one in the United States and the world. Yeah. So when you come see me, we will definitely go eat at the druthers. Me and Dad ate there. Not this past weekend, but the weekend before. We ate breakfast there, and it was delicious.
Yeah, I remember eating there. I don't even know where it was at. It's been a long, long time ago, though. But anyway, it was really good back then. I remember that. And somebody was talking about it the other day. I forget who it was, and they said the only one left in the state used to be Campbellsville, and they weren't sure if it was there or not. So that's good to know. When I come to
only one left. I mean, there's not even one. That's the only one left in the United States, so Dang. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and it's really good too. So that don't make a lot of sense. So.
And the food still tastes exactly the way it did when we ate it when we was kids. That's what's crazy.
Does it?
It's still just as good, and it's all the same. I don't know how they still replicate it, but they do.
Hey man, they're just hanging in there like a hair on a biscuit. So
right.
That's a good thing for sure. You can call the Absolute Seamless Gutters hotline tonight. That number is 859-412-1287. We're calling this a regular show. We're going to do all the fun stuff we normally do on here. Give a weekend recap of the this past weekend. We had a whole lot going on. Look forward to next weekend, which is absolutely jam-packed, and talk about everything in between. We're going to have Eric Partin coming on here and joining us in just a few minutes. So that'll be a whole lot of fun. Really looking forward to having a driver back on the podcast here with us, and we're going to hit a stretch right here where we're just going to have driver after driver and get as many of them as we possibly can this season. So that'll be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, and we really enjoy doing that, and showcasing our drivers and letting you all as fans kind of get to know them, and something that we get to do as well. So just a cool thing, and heck, they may tell a story or talk about something with their racing career that gets our fans to be a fan of theirs. You just never know. So it's cool to get to know everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of fun. I have more fun doing that than anything, talking to the drivers, and really, I've got to know a lot of drivers, like personally, that I probably wouldn't have been able to otherwise without doing this podcast. So I really enjoy it myself for that aspect. Even if no one else was watching, it'd be worth it for me to do that. Speaking of
Absolutely.
No one watching, if you don't care, give us a share. Let's get some people on here. Numbers a little bit down here tonight. We can't be having this, man. We've got a big weekend coming up, May the 4th weekend, and everything's rolling along. So we've got a really good show lined up here. So let's talk about the past weekend, man. Just crazy. Like I said, we had right here in our little area, I counted 7 tracks this past weekend had events here, which is just crazy when you think about it. But big weekend, and we both ended up at Richmond. I had a bunch of stuff going on Saturday afternoon. Got there way late, and but was glad to be there.
Yeah, we had so much fun. I know both of us got there a little later. We hated that because when you get to the track late, it's just you can't see everybody. You can't get everything done that you want to. I just hate showing up, and sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes, work and life and everything happen, and we got to get there late. So, as the old saying goes, better late than never. But dang, I hate showing up late. I'd like to get there as the hollers is rolling in.
Yeah, I know you do. You like to get there plenty early for sure, and you were later than you wanted to be getting there as well. So, like I said, hate that, but it was a really good show over there. Just really good field of cars. Dustin Linville won the fast track feature, and a lot of really good racing there. Back through the field. Dustin pretty much, for the most part, for the feature, had it under wraps. Man, he had it under control in that new stealth car. But in the pro late model feature, even back through the field, there was a lot of passing and stuff going on, and so that was definitely a good thing to see.
Yeah, it really was just a great night of racing. I think that was Richmond's opener,
Yeah.
so it was good to be there for their season opener, and good to see KDRA Super Stocks put on a great show. I think they had 22 cars, and I know there's still some other drivers still finishing up on cars that have showed interest in running with that series this year. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. Just hats off to the Tilly boys, and
Yeah.
great to see Alan back out at the track.
Yeah.
And Chris and David and Spanky in the tower on the mic. You kind of had that Battle of the Bluegrass feel, did you not?
Yeah, it did. I think I saw Chris Tilley maybe say that in a post, and I kind of felt the same way. I think, well, my favorite part of the night was seeing everybody there, and it was just really cool to see a whole lot of people that I just enjoy being around at the races, and so that's the best part about going. But number one, I guess was seeing Alan Tilley wave the green flag for that KDRA feature down there in the infield. That was just a really special, just a really cool moment there for him to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I had goosebumps then when it happened, and I do right now. I mean, just chills all up throughout my body. Just really cool. And what was awesome was he didn't know anything about that.
Oh yeah.
And they had told me when I got there that was going to happen. Said he's been on top of everything. He knows everything else going on, but that's a piece of the program that he don't know. So just really cool. And Greg Hensley's asking if the Waffle House was good. Heck yes,
man,
it was good.
Yeah,
best Waffle House in the country.
It
Richmond,
is, man.
Right there, baby.
Yeah,
in the
Waffle
rich
House.
city.
Yeah, Waffle House never misses. I'm telling
No,
and that's such a good Waffle House there in Richmond that they got security standing at
they
the door.
sure do. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
We were standing there watching her, and she takes pictures of everybody as they come in and sit down. I thought, man, that's kind of creepy, but hey, I guess you got to do what you got to do to protect the innocent citizens of the patrons of the Waffle House. It's
That's
kind of
exactly
a dangerous
right.
place over there. So,
but the food was great.
yeah, the food's great, man. You can't beat it. So it's worth the risk. It's worth risking your life to go in there for them hash browns and that bacon sandwich. So it's definitely a good time there at the Waffle House. But talking about that KDRA series there at Richmond, the feature was awesome too, man. Like, Jimmy Robinson made two passes that, like, oh man, it's scary. I mean, man, he's just a heck of a driver, Like, I mean, he made those two moves. He made going for second, and then the move for the win was hairy, to say the least. And he ended up picking up the win there. But that was another class there, man. It was a really good race from start to finish, movement all over that place. And there was a high side and bottom at Richmond, and that's something that people complained about for years and years, that Richmond was one lane bottom dominant. And honestly, it's been a long time since I've been to Richmond and seen it bottom dominant. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. but Jimmy Heckfar, he's a wheel man and a half, and he definitely put on a show to win that race for the fans. And he was talking about bottom dominant and top side and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
I tell you who made the top work there in that crate race was Todd Kaufman. He picked off several cars because he jumped up there and ran the top side, and nobody else was really running as high as he was, and he made it work. And I'm not sure exactly how many cars he passed, but he was coming up through the field and made a good run at it. So
he was really getting a good run coming off too on the high side, and then kind of having to go to the bottom in 3 and 4, and made up a whole lot of ground there coming through the field. So, like I said, just really good racing, and glad to see it there at Richmond. We get to enjoy the view from the infield when we go there, and I think that's, man, I tell you what, I appreciate that. That's the best place to watch a race. So that's pretty much what we do when we get there. Once the races start, we head to the infield. So that's a lot of fun.
And that's good because we get to talk to Bill and his boys, and then Jimmy Pittman. We get to talk to him. You got the Waco fire department there in the infield, so all those guys and all the officials. So love it in the infield there at Richmond.
I'm right there with you. So also this past weekend, 191, didn't get to go. Of course, we were at Richmond, but I heard that they were finished before 10 o'clock, the track. I saw a bunch of people bragging on the racetrack over there at 191, so great to hear that. That was their opening night for this season as well. I talked to Norville, and he was messaging me one day. He's talking, man, I poured my heart and soul into this place, and he said, part of me, I'm scared to death. I just want it to go good, and so really, really glad to see that go well for him at opening night, and got the show over with. Had a good show and got it over with at a good time. They must have finished about the same time Richmond did. So glad to hear that for them over there as well.
Yeah, and we'd have got out of there a lot quicker if I didn't have to talk to everybody. And we were selling T-shirts and this. While we're thinking about that, let's kind of give a shout out. We've got plenty of dirt racing the bluegrass shirts for sale, and then got some other drivers and tracks on our bluegrass dirt merch. So y'all just holler at us and message us on Facebook. See us at the track. We'll have them with us, but everybody needs to get those new shirts, and got to give a shout out to Graphic Impressions. Billy does a great job. We got to see him. He come down. Dustin won the fast track feature, so we helped him up so he could go back on the grandstand side and get in there and sell some more of that Rooster Nation apparel.
Yeah, he had T-shirts to sling, so we had to get him back
we
over
had
there.
To get him back to his trailer for sure.
Yeah, had to get him back over there, and we sold enough Saturday. David said he tried to get a couple Saturday night. I know, but he's our biggest supporter. One of them, we can't even get him a T-shirt. So I had a bunch with me, but run out of certain sizes. That's the problem you have with T-shirts. But I've got plenty. I just didn't have them with me, so I've got the truck restocked now. We'll have them ready to go. And I tell you what, man, those gray T-shirts too, they are very popular. They're a big seller.
Yes.
And I only ordered 50 of them. We ordered 150 of the black. So it ain't gonna be long till everybody's gonna have to go with the black, which they look really good too. So we've got to sell some black too, because we're getting low on gray. I'll just tell you. But hopefully we can order some more if we can get through these. We'll see how that goes. And So, yeah, but they raced at Florence this past weekend, Rockcastle, Mudlick raced, Mountain Motor Speedway, Willard. I think they had an event too. Maybe side by sides. I saw something
Mountain
like that.
Motor Complex.
Mountain Motor Complex. What did I say?
You
Did I
said
say
Mountain
Speedway?
Motor Speedway.
Yeah, it's Mountain Motor Complex.
Boom,
They got a big race. I know, man. Boom, boom. See, nobody can do it. Nobody can do it like him,
I can't
man.
do it like
you.
him. I'm just telling you, he'll get you.
Yeah, I know he will. So I better watch myself. So, look like overall throughout, you had, like I said, you had 7 classes or 7 tracks running there, and everybody had good car counts and good fans, and everybody had a good night. So glad to see that for sure.
Yes, sir.
With everything going on there, Florence, I saw they had a demo derby and that dollar hot dog night, man, or dollar days they call it, and that's always a big hit with the fans.
Always.
Like that place was packed out for dollar days.
Yeah.
So
it was just good, like you said. I mean, all the way around, just a big weekend of racing, and it ain't slowing down none. Like this is kind of the big kickoff was last week before, and now I mean we're rolling.
Yeah. No, it ain't slowing down. That's for sure. It's just getting started. So
yeah. Get that train wound up, and let's just keep rolling and racing.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's just keep rolling because it's just now getting started. So, like I said, good to see everybody had a good weekend this past weekend. So, I was listening to the Dale Jr. download, and coming up here in just a few minutes, we will have Eric Partin on here with us. But wanted to talk about something real quick that I just kind of found interesting. I'm a big fan of the Dale Jr. download. I always like hearing all the old school drivers and stuff that he has on there, and some of the conversations he has on there. And it is asphalt racing, so I know a lot of it's a little bit different than dirt. But he mentioned something on there the other day. I thought, man, I wonder if the same is true with dirt racing. So he was talking about NASCAR tires and the difference in tires these days. He said the way they're made these days, they're made greener, so they don't have a lot of the oils and stuff they have in the tires like they used to. And he said when the rubber comes off the tire, it just sort of flakes, it sort of turns into dust and kind of a fine mist dust on the racetrack. Whereas used to, it had oils in it, so it would cause the rubber to really lay down thick on the racetrack. And I know that's asphalt, but it really got me thinking. I don't know. I could be completely way off here. Somebody comment here, help us out if you know anything about this. There's got to be somebody smarter than I am about this, but it really got me thinking because I've kind of noticed and observed lately, man. It seems like, I don't know if you've noticed this, but it seems like tracks don't take rubber, dirt tracks even around here, don't take rubber the way they used to. I mean, I remember back in the day, Richmond would be black, I mean solid black, thick from the wall all the way to the bottom of the racetrack, and almost every track was that way. And like now, if you notice, a lot of times a track will take rubber, but when you're out there walking on it and stuff, you kind of notice it's really just a very thin, very, very thin film over it. Right. It's kind of light colored. It's not real dark black like it used to be. So I wonder if what he was talking about with everything's had to go green, I guess regulations and stuff on tires, they've had to take some of the chemicals out of the tire and oils out of the tire that used to help it lay down on the racetrack and really help a racetrack rubber in. You hear about black slick and all that stuff and driving in the slick, and it's just kind of funny to me. You don't really see that a lot anymore. Even if you think about it, even Eldora, it seems like you see some of the old videos and stuff at Eldora, and when that feature was over with, like from the World or the Dream or whatever, man, that place, look, it was solid black. Yeah. From top to bottom, and it does get black, but not like it used to. Or maybe I'm just crazy, and
I agree with you. I agree with you. Hopefully somebody will maybe chime in and see if we can get their 2 cents on the topic.
Well, because, used to, the best racing, it seemed like, was on the black, when it would get really black slick like that, like a thick layer of rubber over the whole racetrack. The racetrack would really slow down a whole lot.
Florence used to get like that.
Florence,
the black ice, and everybody loved it when it was black and slick, and and it really slowed the slowed the cars down, and the racing was it was more racing, and you didn't have it hammered down and somebody just run away with it. It was really racy when it got black slick like that.
Yeah, it really was. Well, nobody's helping us out in the comments. They must know about as much about it as we do.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't agree with us. Maybe they think it's still black slick, and we're just crazy about our little tire debacle here. But
Right.
like I said, I was just listening to that Ondale Jr. download the other day, and I thought, I wonder if the same issue could be happening with dirt racing tires, and but maybe we could get like a tire. Maybe somebody from American Racer or Hoosier or somebody on here one day to answer that question for us. I would bet they would probably know.
I guarantee that.
Yeah,
possibly. Or they'd at least have a good explanation on it.
Yeah, they could come up with something better than we could anyway.
Yeah,
because we don't have a clue what we're talking about really when it comes down to it.
That's exactly right.
We're just two fans that like to talk about dirt racing.
Right.
All right, let's take a commercial break here real quick, and we will come back here on the podcast, and we'll have Eric Partin on here with us.
Hi, I'm Chris Lowry with Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. From simple service work to full paints, roofing, flooring, and everything in between, we're your one-stop shop for your home maintenance and remodeling needs. Our family has been serving the Richmond area for 3 generations, and we're proud to continue that today. You also voted us the best general contractor in Madison County in 2022. We thank you for that honor. Give us a call for all your construction needs at 859-353-1133.
All right, and we are back here on Dirt Racing in the Bluegrass Live. Thank you to everyone for sticking it out here with us while we talked about tracks rubbering up and all kinds of boring stuff while we're waiting to get Eric Partin on here with us. He's got something worth talking about, we're hoping, because they're kind of tired of hearing us, but this is the let's see, where are we here? Let's see, this guest segment is brought to you by Fast Track Plumbing. Be sure to contact our good buddies over there at Fast Track Plumbing. They'll take care of all your plumbing needs, any kind of issues you've got there. We're also going to throw in here, since we've got Eric on here with us, this is going to be our Wayne's Auto Repair Driver of the Week. We're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and just take care of all of it here, all at one time. But Eric, man, I see we get a lot of people driving down the road. We've had people on the interstate, in the back of haulers. We've had it all. So where are you currently? It looks like me like you're sitting in a car. You're not in the race car, I tell you that much.
No, I had to come out to town where I had good enough service to do this. My internet took a crash at the house.
Because Eric Partin lives in the holler, baby.
Yeah. Right down there, ain't a bit of cell phone service.
Oh, well. I completely understand the struggle when it comes to internet service. We just sort of turned over into the 21st century here in Madison County too, and we just got internet out here where I'm at, so it's really really nice to finally be here. But I appreciate you going to town or wherever you had to go to get cell phone service just to talk to us. Been looking forward to having you on here. We've had a few front wheel drive guys on. We've talked about like Austin. I don't know if you remember Wes, but Austin Kawasaki, his driver of the week. He talked about how much Eric had helped him out, and so that was pretty cool. We've heard a lot of everybody. Eric Partin's one of those guys that I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say anything bad about him, which I think as a race car driver, that's a pretty good thing, man. That's that's saying something. Maybe we ain't talked to the right people yet. I don't know.
Well, I mean, here's the thing about Eric. It don't matter if it's in Kentucky, if it's in Georgia, if it's in Tennessee, wherever.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 things going to happen. Eric Partin's going to be competitive.
Yeah.
And he's going to either win it or be in a podium. And if anybody in the pits needs any help, he will help them work on their cars so they can, be able to compete and race. Because I've seen him help so many guys, and that was just cool to hear, Austin talk about how much of a mentor and an influence he's been and a big help, getting him started in the racing. And that's what's cool to see is because I mean he's got the fire. He's really wanting to learn, and Eric's kind of he's in that veteran stage where he can help these guys, and
I think that's a nice way of saying Eric's getting old, man. You can't be calling him out like.
All that means is I mean, Eric won a lot of races here the last couple of years. So, I mean, getting that veteran title, I mean, that means more than getting old.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, I'm fine with the veteran title. That sounds good. Could be a lot worse.
Yeah. Speaking of, I mean, that all jokes aside, though, that is a really cool thing. Austin, how did that come about? Like, how did you start helping him, and what was your connection to him?
I've knew Austin and a bunch of boys we raced with for years and years, and we just kind of all buddies. I mean, most of the time, if you drove by my house, you'd think I had a race car problem. There's usually 4 or 5 cars at my house most times.
Yeah.
We just kind of started doing it, and it just kind of came like a big group of us, to be honest.
Yeah.
I blame Houston. He's the one who got me in this stuff.
Raymond Houston.
Yeah. He was the one that got you into it, though. Was it? We blaming that on racing, the dirt race,
yeah,
Raymond?
Yeah, the front wheel drives on dirt. Yeah, he got me in that. We both used to race. Me and Raymond both used to race Southern Kentucky Off-Road Complex. It was we raced Jeeps, and they done mud drags and derby cars, stuff like that. And years ago, we I guess we both kind of started out at Corbin Speedway.
Yeah.
But it's just a lot of years of a expensive hobby, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Well, I can remember watching you and Raymond at Corbin.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I cut my teeth too, is there at the asphalt track.
So we know you've won on dirt. Did you win on asphalt? Did you have a lot of success on the asphalt stuff?
No, we had an old Slammer, which was like the old day version of kind of a hobby stock, I guess you could say. Well, more like a Crown Vics.
Yeah. And
we struggled with it. It was a lot of fun, but it was more comical, I guess, if you was watching us. And I run a Chevette for a little while, and I bought the car. It was being up, and I never did get it straight enough to do any good. I had a lot of fun, won a couple of heat races, but never no features.
Yeah. Yeah, that's well, I guess there's a whole lot of differences when it comes to the two. Now, how long have you been driving the front wheel drive on dirt? How long have you been doing that now?
I guess this probably be this will be my 3rd full season, I guess. I raced about half a season there before that.
Yeah.
So probably, going on 3.5 years, I guess.
Yeah. So you picked up on it pretty daggone quick then. I mean, just be 3 years now. What was the difference, do you think, between the asphalt stuff and then you come into the dirt and you pretty much winning right off the bat? What is it about the dirt racing side of things that you think that's led to the wins and all the success?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. I just got lucky. I ain't got a clue, really. I've had a lot of help with the dirt cars. Raymond, he was in it before I started, and he helped me, and we ended up side by side on a lot of starts after he got to help me. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Out kind of what cars are easiest and the cheapest, I guess you could say, to make them go fast. So.
Right. Yeah. What do you think? What's the biggest key when it comes to a front wheel drive? I imagine there's quite a few differences when it comes to those front wheel drive cars. Like any other class, there's a lot of difference between one and the other. What's the biggest key you think to being fast in a front wheel drive? Is it the understanding the car, and what to do? Which one's the easiest to make it go fast? I mean, how do you do that? What if I was going to get a front wheel drive? Tell me all your secrets, Eric. I want to be fast.
You can take a car with less power, and if you can get it to handle good, you can outrun you can outrun bigger motors easy. I mean, I did it a couple years with the Dodge Neon and won a track championship, finished second the year before that, and I probably had, I'm gonna guess and say 50 less horsepower to the wheels than some of the cars I was racing against.
Yeah.
Handling is key.
Right.
And just kind of being smart. We get into some situations 3 and 4 wide. I mean, to be honest with you, that usually don't work. You got to kind of just use your head most of the time, and it works out for the best.
Yeah. I imagine. I thought you was going to ask a question, Wes. I'm waiting on you. I'm giving you a pause. You got 2 seconds. You got to throw.
Yeah, I know it. I got to go. I got to find the seam and go when I get a second to ask a question. I know you've raced on a lot of tracks, through the state and in the area. What's your favorite track in the state of Kentucky to race on?
That's kind of a hard one. I've grew real accustomed to Lake Cumberland Speedway and Thunder Mountain. I mean, they're both. I kind of can't really say I got a favorite one. I don't guess.
Yeah.
So we'll just call it a tie.
Yeah.
My favorite tracks around. I mean, I guess it's where I race on them the most. I've kind of learned them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what's a track that you are wanting to go and race on that you've never been to?
If they ever do the well, it's not in the state of Kentucky, but if they ever do the Bristol Dirt National stuff again, I'd like to go to Bristol. But
yeah,
that would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat.
We might tag along and go as your crew chief and pit crew.
Yeah. That rear tire changer.
We'll let Josh be the crew chief, and I'll be your crew. I'll be your pit crew.
I'll be the left rear tire changer. Yeah.
But that would be cool. I didn't get to go to that, but I watched it on Flow Racing, I believe, had the Bristol Dirt Nationals. But that would be really cool to go down there and race and say you've raced it at Bristol.
Yeah.
Well, get back on topic here. I'm trying to learn everything I can about front wheel drive racing, so when I get one, I can beat you. No, I ain't getting another race car. Wes, though, he really one of these days, Wes is going to drive a race car. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. I'll never lose faith in that till I just have no other choice than to give up on it. So we've talked about the setup. You've given me all your setup secrets and what you got to do to be fast in one. Okay, so if Wes was making his first laps in a front-wheel drive, because I imagine, I've never asked anybody about this, so I'm genuinely curious. In a front-wheel drive, if Wes was going out to make his first laps in a front-wheel drive, what would you tell him? Like, what does he need to do as far as driving the car? What's he need to look for?
He kind of want to feel it in the corner. We set them up with rear steer, so you can lift on the throttle and rear end of the car actually turns you. So I mean I've put people in them before and told them, said, hey, if you lift out in the corner all the way, you're going to do a circle. And and they didn't believe me and they ended up doing a circle. So fill it in the corner mainly, I guess. I mean I never honestly thought you would see me racing a 4-cylinder car until I started doing it, and it's crazy the amount of power and speed we get out of these things.
Yeah. It is. It sure is. Well, I definitely know that my car would be one of the cars in your yard there, letting you work on it and go through it and get it ready before I took any laps in it.
They have mechanics races. We act like you're the mechanic.
Yeah.
Well, they know better than that. Yeah. I can't work on nothing.
That'd be a good place for him to start right there. To be the mechanics races, and
as long as Josh is in somebody else's car, then that'd be good.
I'd hate to embarrass him like that, but I guess we could do it. But you could give me like I don't know, half the car of Eric's, and I'd go out there and lap West. Well, that'd be a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
Well, talking about new class, you talked about you never thought you'd be in a front wheel drive or a 4-cylinder on dirt. What about the Crown Vic class? Have you considered? Has it went through Eric Partin's mind to buy a Crown Vic? A lot of guys are running both right now. So, I mean, you talked about your house there. A lot of times people wonder what you've got going on there with all the race cars. Surely you could throw a Crown Vic in the mix and have some fun in that too.
Yeah, I've actually thought about it. Started building a backup car for the 4-cylinder class, and then got into a little bit of a wreck in Tennessee up there and messed my current car up. So I kind of stopped on the backup car. But the Crown Vic has been an idea. I just I haven't found the right one yet. I don't guess. I'd like to build one, but at the same time, it's just a whole lot easier sometimes to just buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Well, let me ask you. All right, one more thing. I'm gonna let Wes ask a question. Since we was talking about Crown Vics, speaking of Crown Vics, there's something about those a little bit different than anything else that's been front or rear wheel drive in that. And I've heard a lot of people talking about it over the last couple of weeks. It's been a big topic. So those Crown Vics are a computerized vehicle. Do you think, and the rules are that you can't have any tune done. What you know about that? Because in front wheel drives, there's no such rule, right? Like there's no rules on what you can do. Am I right about that, or am I wrong?
Engine wise, yeah, as long as it's naturally aspirated and make to make, like Honda to Honda, Dodge to Dodge, Chevy to Chevy. I mean, we really don't have a motor rule. We've got like bolt-on rules and stuff like that, like intakes and
Yeah.
I mean, turbo, nothing, no nitrous, nothing like that. But
Right.
But these motors, you can take 2 or 3 type vehicles of the same brand and interchange parts and make horsepower. I mean, it's just
Right. Oh yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Well, we're gonna have Brad Fields on here next week he's doing the series with some of the tracks with the Crown Vic. So I'm going to talk to him a little bit about that, because everybody that talks about the Crown Vic says it's a great thing, and hopefully we can keep it, teching in check and all that good stuff. It's what everybody wants to talk about, that whole fun conversation. But that whole thing, man, is always a lot easier said than done. It's like I think a lot of times people dream that it's a lot easier, a lot less complicated than it actually is. To try to stay on top of that sort of stuff. So it's kind of been a big topic of conversation with them is being able to keep them affordable, I guess. Which I'm not sure there's a such thing as an affordable type of racing,
Yeah, I don't know. If they can keep them all stock, I mean, you would have a real bunch of real tight group of racing. You'd have them wild big old boats of cars 4 wide in the corners. Everybody be even.
Yeah,
it's which I mean,
all right.
Like it is going to be hard to keep them all completely stock, though.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can.
Yeah. Hopefully. We shall see. All right, Wes, I got way off topic. We somehow ended up talking about Crown Vics.
It's all good.
You go ahead, buddy. Pull us back in.
We've got Eric Partin on the show, so it's all good that you kind of chased a rabbit and got off a topic a little bit.
Well, pull us back in. Pretend you're interviewing him in Victory Lane. Let's hear Worldwide West Victory Lane question.
Well, I mean, I don't know if this would be a Victory Lane question, but it could be. It could very easily be. So, Eric, I was looking on Facebook, and tell us about these new hats you got. I think you actually got one on. I saw several different designs, and tell us about them.
The hats.
Yeah.
I worked with a guy that they got a small company. They make hats, tumblers, keychains. I mean, a little bit of everything. But they do real good work with the leather patches. Any type of design, I have had them make. I've had them draw up patches and stuff for like Thunder Mountain Speedway, just try to help them sell stuff. And I think about 8 or 10 guys that we race with here local bought hats from them. They do real good work, and they're real reasonably priced.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's something down the road, I would like, us to get a hat, with our logo on it. I think it's something that I think would go over and sell really well. So I just saw them and I was like, I'm going to ask him about that tonight. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, the bunch of their business name is WNT Workshop. You can find them on Facebook, or anybody wants to, they can send me a message. I'll give them contact info.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Good
Yeah,
deal.
seems like it might be a really good deal for some folks there on some hats. A good option there. So, cool. Well, what do you got planned coming up this coming weekend? Where are you going to be? Where's Eric Partin going to be racing at?
Weather permitting, I'm going to try to make Thunder Mountain Speedway Saturday. I was going to try to make Ponderosa Friday, but had a little transmission issue there Saturday night. Lost the second gear about 6 laps to go. Managed to finish the race the last 6 laps in third gear, and I finished third place. It amazed me, to be honest, because I couldn't turn 5,000 RPMs. Didn't think it was going to.
Yeah, I saw that on Jeff Soxie's video. So. Pretty good deal there to come away with third place on that one, losing your racing gear. I imagine that had to be a tough thing for sure. So well, cool, man. Looking forward to. I
said I've had bad luck with transmissions this year.
Yeah, well. Hopefully the bad luck's over, the monkey's off your back, and Thunder Mountain on Saturday will be a good reset for you over there. Looking forward to seeing you over there with all those fine folks at Thunder Mountain Speedway. Tell us about your sponsors real quick before we let you go.
I've got Morgan's Farm Equipment. They sell LS and Branson tractors. They're right on 25, right outside of Corbin. Any type of farm equipment needs you, they've got them. My dad's electrical service, Phil's electrical service. He goes anywhere from Ohio to Tennessee, basically. Justin Head Trucking, got Host and Gases, WNT Workshop. I've got RM Excavating. So many of them, it's kind of hard to remember them all.
I threw you on the spot with that one too, man. That's
Evolution Graphics. He does all the graphics on my cars for me.
Yeah,
real good work. And just mainly, I got Patrick Farms. It's a guy next to me, a good friend of mine. Cattle Farm. I got a lot of people that help me on the car.
Yeah,
sponsorship and just far as just coming down helping me mechanic.
Yeah, cool, man. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear that you've got all that help, and I really enjoy watching you race every time I get to see you. Enjoy talking to you guys and seeing you at the racetrack. And really appreciate you coming on here with us tonight. Driving down the road to be able to do so means a lot to us. So we definitely appreciate it.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah. Absolutely, no problem at all, man. We'll hopefully here in a few weeks, if not this weekend, we'll see you at the racetrack somewhere.
All righty, sounds good.
All right, see you, Eric. Thank you, buddy. Have a good night.
Y'all do the same. See you.
All right, Eric Partin here on the Dirt Racing and the Bluegrass Live. One thing for sure, Wes, nobody can say we don't support every class and every division. That's something that's always been important to me. It's something we've always done. I enjoy watching all those guys, and I think a lot of times the best racing. I'll tell you what, hands down, a lot of times the best racing be those ones you stay toward the end of the night to see. So just I appreciate all those guys and the hard work and effort that they put into to being a big part of this sport, because they really are. They're a big part of dirt racing for sure.
That's exactly right.
And Eric's just a nice guy. It's cool to hear about people that that are willing to help others in the sport. When I was driving, I had a lot of people that would help me and lend me a hand at stuff and share their knowledge with me. I mean, I didn't have anybody. I don't think there's anybody that would like tell me, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you win, kind of thing. Because I just think the way it is, it's competitive, and that's part of the fun. But I had a lot of people that helped me, and that's important, especially for new people getting into it that have never drove, never really been around that aspect of the sport. You need people in the pits, drivers in the pits that have been doing it, that picked up a little knowledge throughout the years to help people that may just be getting started. Because the reality is, we need new people to be getting into this thing, and they're going to need people to help them a little bit along the way.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and that's cool that like you did mention there earlier. Eric's found this success. This is probably his third full year going in, and he's been very successful these last couple years, and picked it up, rather quickly, and good that he said, 6, 7, 8 drivers just kind of get together, work on each other's cars, help out, and that's just a cool camaraderie type deal.
It is. It's really a cool thing. I mean, and because, I mean, honestly, one of the best parts, or probably the best part, and I say this all the time, but the best part of going to the race is the people you get to, hang out with, and so that's always a good thing for sure. Well, let's go ahead and get to our Keltner Contracting weekend outlook. Keltner Contracting can take care of all your HVAC, heating and air needs. They do duct work, cleaning, all kinds of good stuff. So give them a shout if you need anything over there. They're in the Campbellsville area, but give them a call. I know they'd be happy to help you. Man, just a crazy weekend. It's insane right here in this little area.
Crazy.
Just the amount of options this weekend, man, it's wild. So Friday night, we'll start with Friday night, May 3rd, Lucas Oil at Ponderosa Speedway.
Kentucky's baddest bull ring. I know it. It. This year is absolutely flying by. Today's May the 1st.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It should be January 1st, but I don't want to go back. Let's go forward.
Is this the same time they ran that race as last year? Like, did they do it on the same weekend? I mean, it just seems like this year it's just out of nowhere.
I'm trying to think if they did or not, but I think so. I think the last couple years it's been Ponderosa on Friday and Florence on Saturday.
Yeah, it's the Billy Todd Classic. So first year for that over there at Ponderosa for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Man, that's going to be an absolute just an awesome show. So get out there to, like Wes said, to Kentucky's baddest bull ring, and check that out on Friday night. It's just hard to believe it's here, but it is. So it's going to be a great show. And then also, the American All-Star Series is at Mountain Motor Speedway on Friday night. They're paying $4,000 to win for the American All-Star Series over there on Friday night. So you got a couple of Friday night shows coming up this weekend, and big shows there too. So yeah. And Mountain Motor runs consistently on Friday nights, and he was saying they do really, really good with it. So that's good to see, because it kind of splits things up a bit, especially when you've got, I think, 6 total right here on Saturday, so 6 is better than 7, I guess. That's just the way we have to look at it.
Right. And then,
on one night.
Another busy night of racing on Saturday night.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Crazy amount. I mean, so you got Lucas Oil at Florence for the Ralph Latham Memorial on Saturday night. Sure, a lot of people will be up there for that race. At Florence again, I'll say with that, like, I don't know, man. It just seems like it's too early in the year for this to already be upon us. I can't believe it's already time for the Ralph Latham Memorial. It's just so.
I know it, man. This year is just flying by.
I guess,
but I agree
been so
with
busy
you.
With detailing and all kinds of fun stuff with working, and it's just when I talk to you and how busy, it's just, I don't know, time just flies by. So here we are.
It's crazy that it's Wednesday night. I mean, this week is flying by as well. So.
Oh yeah, I know. where did it go? So then you got the Superstock Series at Mud Lick, so they'll have their second event after they got their inaugural race under the belt last weekend at Richmond. They'll head over to Mud Lick for the Superstock Series race. Be paying $1,500 to win for them, and get out there if you can and support Alan Tilley and David and Chris and Braden
and company
and company. Bella,
yeah. Don't forget Bella.
Yeah, we can't leave her out, and
just cool to see that. Just awesome to see that KDRA series back and running, and I'm super excited for it, and just wish them the best.
Yeah, and those guys just love it too. You know, we've been really close to David, and over the last couple of years, and had a whole lot of fun with him. Camped with him at Eldora, and just hang out with him all the time. See him all the time. Used to over there at Lake Cumberland, and those guys, those guys just love it. And so just to see,
Kate. Can't forget the tech man, Michael Eldridge. Sorry,
yeah, Michael Eldridge. Well, we forgot the tech guy. Sorry, Michael. Yeah,
don't hurt me.
So, is there anybody else we forgot, Michael? Yeah.
Oh shit.
What's Alan's wife's name? I done forgot. Is it
Karen?
Karen. Yeah. That's okay. Is there anybody else we missed with the KDRA Superstock Series? They gave me a license plate too when I was over there the other day. So how could I forget?
Yeah, don't forget that. That license plate was really cool.
Yeah, it was for sure. So sure they'll have a good show up there. And then there's a regular show at Willard. $3,500 to win, crates at Thunder Mountain Speedway, and also support classes there. And then May the 4th be with you at Rockcastle Speedway. They're having American All-Stars Series, $4,000 to win. Cumberland Plateau Open Wheel Modified Series, $2,000 to win. And then the Legend cars over there, plus all support classes except for mini stocks.
Yeah.
So, man, just action-packed.
Yeah, I mean, just an awesome weekend. So we can't forget Jacinda with KDRA.
Yeah, Jacinda. Yeah, can't forget her.
And then the newest fan and the newest member in the McCorder family, which I got to hold her at Richmond on Saturday. Can't forget her. She's the newest member of the Dirt Racing and the Bluegrass Live posse.
Right. Yeah. Cannot forget her. How long? Look, so how long was it you got to hold her before she started crying? Was it very long?
I'm just glad the stopwatch wasn't on it. It was short and sweet. Let's put it that way.
It was faster than a lap around Richmond Raceway, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it was.
For sure. But at least
he was hungry. That's my story, and I'm sticking to
it.
Maybe
that's
he was
right.
Starved to death.
You stick to it, buddy. I don't blame you. Yeah. Yeah. So, can't forget our newest friend. If we left anybody else off, put it in the comments there. Let us know if we saw you. We saw a lot of people over there, and it was just really. It
was great. I mean, it was good to see everybody, and that's what it's all about. We love all y'all. Y'all are like family, and I truly mean that.
Yeah.
It's just so fun, to go on a race and see everybody, and we look forward to doing that, each and every weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, Greg Hensley, can't forget the Minion Man. We saw him over there, talked to Logan Preston, Bartley, and
Greg Miller, can't forget Greg Miller.
Tyler Rigsby, he had an awesome run over there. He ran second. I think it was over half the race, and just really had a good run going there. And we were standing there, and we were talking to. That's one thing I wanted to ask Eric about. What do you need to look for is if you were driving his car, like what would he tell you? Because we're standing there talking to Logan Preston, and he's talking about was you standing there with us? He's like, I can tell you early on in the night if I feel the arm come out of the front of the car and grab.
Yeah,
I
I
know it's
was
gonna
there
be a
when he said
fast
that.
night. And I was like, man, I've never heard anybody put it like that.
Yeah. But I mean,
like my car didn't have an arm. I don't know, man.
yours just had 2 legs.
Yeah, maybe it was a driver, but yeah, I didn't have an arm on mine. Maybe that's what I was missing. But
I was there when he said that.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it is cool, like hearing drivers that have done it for a long time talk about what they experience inside the car. But I'd never heard the arm. Had you? Was that a first for you?
That was the first. But I mean, he said first lap. He said, if I know when I jump in that car and I go out the hot lap, he said, if it does that, I know I've got a fast car. So if it don't, it's going to be a struggle.
Yeah, he did. So sorry if we gave your secrets away there, Logan. You might have a lot of drivers out there looking for the arm next week and be all kinds of fast. So you just never know. But plenty of opportunities in all seriousness, man. I tell you what, if at any opportunity, anywhere you want to go, if you want to go to 3 different places and split it up throughout the night, go spend somewhere and watch hot laps and then go see heat races and see a feature somewhere else, so you can do that too, because plenty of opportunities coming up this weekend. And
just go support at least one of them.
Yeah.
We've got lots of tracks running this weekend. Just go support one of them. Take a buddy with you.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Please do so. Well, let's go ahead and get to our DirtmanDiecast.com Steak Dinner Pick'em Challenge. Wes, I think you're up 2-0.
I told you I would have won the races the weekend previous, but they didn't happen. So
yeah, they didn't happen. That's all. That's always a sure way to lose. If the race doesn't happen.
I know it. I could have won those, but it's all good. We got a lot of races we can pick this weekend. So
yeah, it is. Yeah. That's right.
Hit me with your best shot.
All right. Lucas Oil coming to town. It's Lucas Oil weekend, man. I'm not lying to you when I say it completely snuck up on me. Like, I wasn't even prepared for it to be Lucas Oil week this week, to be honest with you. I think this time last year we had, Dalton Wilson and Tyler Erb on here with us for this
we
big
did.
weekend.
And breaking news, I don't know if everybody saw, but as of this evening, Tyler Erb has he won't be on the Lucas Oil tour for the rest of the year. So
I know, man.
Hate to hear that, but good luck, young man, and you go have fun and win you some more races and hit them big shows when you can.
Yeah, good thing we had him on here last year for the pre-Lucas Oil show for 5 minutes before he handed the phone to his tire guy. So
right, yeah.
That's a good thing. Well, let's start with Friday night over there at Ponderosa Speedway and the Billy Todd Classic for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. I'll go first on this one, even though I probably should have passed since I'm down 2-0, because I haven't really put a lot of thought into this to think about who's going to win that race over there at the pond. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. Well, really, it's not on too big. I'm not going out on too big of a limb, but I'm going to go with Hudson O'Neal and that new ride of his. I think he pulls it off, and that'd be a little bit of a surprise if he was to win that. Just having recently made the change and had a couple races there in that Rumley ride, and now in his own stuff. So, but I think he gets it done there on Friday night at the pond.
That's a really good pick. I'm going with the Winfield Warrior in the 157, Mike Marlar.
Yeah. I probably just gave you that one, man. I don't know.
Hey, listen,
I don't know what I was
thinking.
Happen. What in the world was I thinking by not picking Mike Marlar there? It's almost like I'm trying to just concede the steak dinner pick'em challenge, way early on this year. So
hey, but anything can happen. But
That's true. All right, well, let's go. We just finished Ponderosa. We can't go back there. Let's go to Florence for the Ralph Latham Memorial on Saturday. Lucas Oil Series up there. Another big back-to-back shows here in the Bluegrass State. So you go first, since I got first pick at the pond and gave you Marlar.
All right. I'm going with the 11 car. Josh Rice gets the win in the Ralph Latham Memorial at Florence Speedway.
Yeah. Is his streak still alive there? I know at one time he had won several in a row. Did he win last year? I can't remember.
I'd have to look it up. It's been so busy. I'd have to look it up. But
I'm gonna go with another. I'm gonna go with another bit of a surprise there at Florence, and I'm gonna go with T-Mac there at Florence. He was fast there. He had a really good stretch at Florence. And I know RTJ or some of those guys be the easy pick. I'm just gonna go out on a limb here, so when I win, I can look like I'm really doing something. But I think T-Mac gets his first win in that Rocket 1 car.
He's looked really good in it. Just I don't know, just seemed like he's had some bad luck. Just kind of here and there, and that's you're completely switching gears. Going from the Longhorn and different car owner going to the Rocket House car. So, that is a big difference. A lot of changes. But he's gotten a couple races under his belt. So, T-Mac's T-Mac always runs good at Florence, and this is kind of one of them races. It kind of jump starts his, gets his season going, and he hits a little streak right through here, and this is kind of the start of it. So, really, I look for him to run good at Ponderosa and Florence this weekend.
Yeah, I think he will for sure, and be a good weekend to get things started for him. And everybody else is going to be a big weekend coming up here. So get out, support your local dirt tracks, and we'll see you at the races somewhere. Looking forward to it.
Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all.